All right, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justin. I'm joined by some fellow baseball fans and ballhawks, and we actually managed to get a special guest today. We're joined by Alex Katz, who is a minor league, who has been a minor league pitcher in multiple organizations. We're just going to be doing some quick Q&As with him, and then we'll talk about some other stuff. So the first thing I got is just your brief, just to tell my viewers your brief history of and your baseball journey growing up to what you've done, where you are now.
Yeah, so I grew up in New York on Long Island. Still live here and went to public high school out here in Nassau County. Went to St. John's University in Queens, a Division I baseball program, and was drafted my junior year by the Chicago White Sox. Was with them for a few years. Played in the World Baseball Classic in 2017 for Team Israel. And I pitched well in that. And a few weeks later, I was traded to the Baltimore Orioles. Was with them for a few years. Went back to the White Sox, then played a little indie ball with the Long Island Ducks, and signed with the Kansas City Royals last year. So I was with them, but I wasn't with them last year. I was there for a couple of weeks, and then obviously we got sent home. So didn't get to throw a pitch for them.
Why baseball? What is it about baseball that made you want to pursue that as a avenue?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been my number one passion. I've always been pretty good at it, and to me, it's just one step at a time. You don't play little league at 5, 6 years old and say, "Hey, I'm going to be in the big leagues." You could dream of that, but it's so far away that you just keep playing, and then if the time comes and you're good enough, it just happens.
So you had there was potential when you were playing college D1 baseball?
Probably the first game of my senior year of high school. We were playing an exhibition game. It was like 30 degrees outside, and our bus showed up late. And I walked to the field, and there were like 25 scouts behind home plate, with their radar guns. And then obviously they stayed to see me pitch. But then and there, that kind of was a wake up call for me that I have a chance of playing professionally. I was offered by a few teams at high school, but decided to go to college. And obviously while in college, it was a great, St. John's had a great baseball program, and guys were getting drafted every year. So I knew it was a high possibility of getting drafted as long as I performed.
And what were you drafted? What round and what number were you drafted?
27th round in 2015, I think number 802.
And you signed right. You signed right away, right?
Yeah, at first I wasn't sure if I was going to sign because I got drafted a lot later than I was told I was going to get drafted. So, obviously when people are telling you things and you have expectations, it's not an easy decision, because some people do, it's a smart move for some people to go back for their senior year and bet on themselves and try to get drafted higher. But, I thought I was ready, and the White Sox presented a good opportunity to start my professional career.
Because I know each slot has its own money drafting, and I'm not going to get into that because that's all personal stuff.
Yeah, no, I didn't sign for much.
I'm not even going to get into that. I know that's personal, but did that kind of where you told you're going to get drafted higher? Did you feel like you should go back and feel did that ever cross your mind about going back and going higher? Because I know if you don't sign, you can go back to college, play another year, and then get redrafted. Is it the next year? Do you have to wait a couple years until you can get redrafted?
Yeah, the next year you could get drafted.
Did that ever cross your mind?
But I actually told the White Sox I wasn't signing, and then I think 10 minutes later I called them and said, "Never mind, I'm signing." And that was only 2 days after the draft. I flew out a day or two later, and I was the last one besides Carson Fulmer to report because he was in the, I think, College World Series that year. So things happen very quickly. They want guys to fly out and to sign right away. It's not like the old times where you had 2 months to decide. And you could kind of sit on it or even play summer ball to up your signing bonus.
What is your thought process while you're pitching while you're in the bullpen, say warming up pre-game, if you're starting on the mound in between pitches, if you're going back out for the next inning? What's your mental thought process?
I think the most important thing is just positive visualization. If I'm pitching multiple innings, I'll take a look at the lineup card and not necessarily look at the names, but look lefty righty.
So you do pay
Because
attention to like the scouting report kind of thing, or
kind of, but not really. Personally, when I pitch my best, I don't even know who's in the batter's box. I kind of just know if it's a lefty or righty up. Pitch to my game because I'm not a big fan of scouting reports because just because he hits one person's breaking ball doesn't mean that he could hit my breaking ball, or just because he hits my fastball doesn't mean that he could hit someone else's. So scouting reports are, I think they're better now than ever with all the analytics and stuff like that. But just to say that a hitter, hits a certain pitch, doesn't mean that he's going to hit, another specific player's pitch. So, like I said before, when I'm pitching my best, I just know if it's a lefty or right in the box. I don't even focus on the name or who's in the box.
I got four more kind of topics, and then I'll let anyone else if they want to add in any other questions. So I'm going to combine these two. Your thoughts on about how to grow the game of baseball, because I know there's a lot of talk about trying to get the youth in it and this and that, and just like grow the game. I know other sports are growing the game through stars, and we've talked about growing games through like Mike Trout, Tatis, Harper, and then any pregame rituals or superstitions that you might have.
Best way to grow the game is a biased opinion, but cool equipment. I think that's the best way to grow the game.
Do you think the fan weekend with those like those kind of like colored up jerseys, kind of? Well, I forget.
Not necessarily that, because out of 162 games, having just 3 games where players could wear cool gear, MLB is kind of stepping it up and now letting players wear any colors on their shoes. But I think it should be even more lax than it is now.
So you say the biggest thing is just equipment, or kind of like that would be.
That's just one thing. One thing that comes to mind. I mean, I think the culture around sports is super important. I mean, what are kids looking at on the basketball court? What kind of shoes LeBron James is wearing. So even what kind of shoes he's wearing to the arena. So I think that's.
Cleats. I know that you have your own cleat. Do you want to talk about that? Because I know like you design cleats and stuff too. So and like what the company is, and like I can also put like a link down below once this video is posted to like your website or whatever.
I also got a 13-year-old kid. His team's looking for a sponsor up here in Canada. He loves your kicks. No, I'm just kidding.
Bill.
Hey, we only sponsor one person, Miguel Rojas, and but
you want to just talk about like your cleats, how you came about that? What was your idea behind that? Like, how did that come about? Do you have a website? Like, I can post the link. Like, if you want to DM me the link or send it to Joey, and he can forward it to me. I'll post it in the link and below once this is posted.
Yeah, that sounds great. So I'm the founder of Stadium Custom Kicks. We're a team of artists, and I do paint a little bit when I'm home. Obviously, I don't paint during the season. Don't have the capabilities of doing that. But we have 16 artists right now located throughout the whole country, and we do mostly cleats, but we do sneakers and all different kinds of footwear, and pretty much the shoe or the footwear is the canvas, and we paint on top of it and can do some cool designs on them.
And so basically, I would send you my design, what I want, and like an image of it, or give you ideas, and you would pretty much go about like.
Yeah. I mean, it works differently for every customer. Some customers have no idea what they want. Some have us kind of just freestyle the designs, and some people just order designs from our website. We have a few hundred designs where you can just go on there and order. I know Mr. Malone knows a little bit about custom footwear. I saw his Twitter post.
Oh yeah,
he gave it a little try.
Yeah, I'm all right. I don't have an airbrush. I just do painting. So
you see how hard it is, though, right?
It is a lot harder. Do you guys use Angelus paint?
Jacquard paint.
Jacquard, okay.
Yeah, those are like the two main companies.
Yeah, it's fun painting on leather. I'm nowhere near as good. I just dabble in to be fun.
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're
not good right away.
Well, the last question I have is, I know through Zach's videos and stuff, he's talked about how you've ball hawked before, and you're a fan of like going to games as a fan, catching balls, and just that experience. And we're all ball hawks. We all love going to games, interacting, and just getting that like feeling like we're a part of the game. So when you do make the MLB, what's your approach to like tossing up baseballs to fans? How would you go about doing it? Is there anything that would make you not want to throw? What would make you want to throw more? Like just from a player's perspective in the MLB to a ball hawk? Because I know how would you
Yeah.
go to?
I'd say toss every ball that you get during BP in the stands. I mean, it's easier to toss the ball in the stands and throw it all the way into the bucket, right?
Yes, that's why you are our favorite. We've been talking you up.
Look, I can
Yes.
vouch. He did that in Frederick. I think he took a ball in a basket and dumped it over the fence.
So your approach is when you do make the MLB, you want to throw
Hey,
it.
don't call me out. They'll send me a bill.
I'll pay it.
It's like $30 a ball. Yeah, we'll pay it. That's fine. You got a lot of fans behind you, bro. Like, yeah, we would love that.
Like, do you want? Because I know a lot of players from our personal experiences want you calling out by their name, being polite. Like, if you don't get that part, would you like? How would you react to that? Or
I mean, if you're cursing me out, I'm not going to toss you a ball, but there'll be enough people in the stands that there'll be people worthy of it, right?
so,
I mean, I know all you guys are going to be at every game, so I mean, if you each get
Yes.
10 balls, I mean, that's pretty much every ball that I get.
I know someone's going to spend $500 on your jersey every auction.
I mean,
Exactly.
if I get to the big leagues, I'm sure the jersey will be a little more, with Zach Olson, Zach versus Joey battle.
No, he gets to a point where I can't even keep up. I have to sell my truck and I have to hitchhike home.
What I realize with auctions, all it takes is for two people to spend way over like the value of the item.
You're welcome. You look like a superstar.
Yeah.
There are times I was
I
bidding,
knew
like,
something was wrong when my jersey was going for 10 times as much as the first round pick.
There are times I was bidding. I have to look at him like, please keep bidding because I'm not paying this.
Yeah, you kept upping your bid, hoping that you wouldn't win.
Now, would you go back to the WBC for why Team Israel? If you don't mind me asking.
Why Team Israel? I mean, I guess the easy answer is they're the team that invited me. But two, obviously representing my heritage. I'm not from Israel. No one in my family's from Israel, but because of my Jewish background, I was able to play. And for the Olympics, I actually got dual citizenship because you have to have dual citizenship to play in the Olympics. So I guess a few reasons, but the only other team I'd qualify for is Team USA, and most big leaguers who want to play in it don't even get on that team.
Yeah.
I know guys that played in the MLB All-Star game and they tried reaching out to Joe Torre to get on the team and they couldn't get on. So me being a minor league player, I don't think I'm going to be playing on Team USA.
Are you eligible for the next Olympic Games?
Yeah, I'll most likely be there this summer.
So you're 5 or 6 Olympic baseballs, right?
Oh yeah. I wonder.
one for each of us, right?
I wonder what kind of balls it'll be. That'll be interesting.
Well, we're buying your jersey. We'll try to get it first.
We're gonna all bid
You
each
can
other.
buy it on the auction site again.
Well, the funny thing about the last one, how we found one of the jerseys on eBay, I had no idea that they auctioned off the jerseys from Korea. So what happened is we obviously had our jerseys, but we obviously throw them in the laundry after the game. So the clubhouse guys take care of that. So I guess MLB Auctions took the jerseys and gave us brand new ones for the second round because we got to keep our jerseys when we lost in the second round. So everyone probably in Japan thought they were wearing the same jersey as Korea. Like we had no idea that they swapped them out. So I didn't know
that happened. That happened with Bryce Harper. Wasn't that Bryce Harper that they were talking about how much his jersey went for auction? And he's like, when did they take my jersey and put it up for auction? Like he had no clue, and it went for thousands and thousands of dollars. And he was shocked that MLB just took their stuff without telling them.
Yeah. Well, the teams own the jerseys and the bats too. Teams own bats, jerseys. The only thing the team doesn't own is the personal equipment, like the glove, the cleats, stuff like that.
Yeah, when me and Justin, we went to Cleveland, what was it, 2019, Justin?
Yeah, like August.
Yeah, so we went just after the All-Star game to see if they had anything, and they said they had nothing. It was an MLB event, so they took everything, every bat, every ball, or every base, everything.
Yeah, because I think
nothing
we were
was
looking
up
for
for. Yeah, they don't have nothing. They take everything.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
Alex, if you ever get in the National League, do you have a bat or a brand of bat that you're going to use?
I might have to use a Louis Vuitton bat.
Oh, see, Justin, I know how to ask questions. That's a cool bat.
Thank
It's a
you.
cool bat,
That's
right?
fine.
I was
That would-
I was about to open up the
You're,
floor.
you're saying this one helped grow the game if
Yeah,
like
that would
Fernando
definitely help
Tatis
grow.
walks up to the box with one of these.
Well, if you're gonna walk up with that, I think you should be sponsored by Louis Vuitton.
Exactly.
Ooh.
My question
Bunker.
is, they always talk about how many pitches you throw in a game. How many pitches do you actually throw from like warm up to in between innings? Anytime there's a timeout or any of that stuff, how many pitches do you actually think you throw in an entire game? And how do you feel when you're done?
A lot. I mean, during like a full season, I definitely watch how many throws I played during catch. In the off season, I could kind of get lost and probably throw for like 30 minutes straight. Maybe a few hundred throws. So, if you think about a starting pitcher, I mean, they're warming up, they're playing catch. A lot of them long toss before the game. Then you're throwing your warm up pitches in the bullpen. So that might be like 80 throws already. Then maybe another 100 pitches in the game, 180 throws. 8 warm-up pitches your first inning, and then 5 after that. So, that could be
How do you
another
feel
maybe
when you're
30,
done?
40. So most
How do you
starting
feel
pitchers, I'd say, are going over 200 throws.
How does your arm feel when you're done everything?
I mean, for me, I've never pitched more than like three and a third innings in a game. But it varies. That's why you really have to take care of yourself, get good rest. The toughest thing is sitting on a bus ride for 16 hours, getting 3 hours of sleep, and then having to play the next day.
What are your thoughts on? Because I know up in Canada, I know we've discussed it before. I know Josh has mentioned it, where they limit pitch counts for kids. So like 10-year-olds, it's 45 pitches, and then you have to sit for 3 days, and then before you can pitch again. How do kids build up their arm strength? And because I know in the MLB, they limit pitchers early on in their careers. Like I know Toronto limited Aaron Sanchez earlier. They're limiting Nate Pearson and just stuff like that. How would you go about like trying to fix that and yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think pitch count's very controversial because everybody's body is different. 40, 30 pitches for me might be worse than 120 pitches for someone else. So it's really iffy. I think with all technology we have, I think there'll be like personalized data and metrics to measure how many pitches someone should throw. And I'm sure we have the technology already where you could kind of take video and see if someone's like arm is dropping. Usually when a pitcher's arm gets tired, they drop a little bit. But if a pitcher feels fine and the mechanics look fine, their arm slot's still good, I don't think there's any reason to baby that player.
Like Snell in the World Series, and I know the Blue Jays are heavy with not going more than like 3 times up throughout a lineup.
I'm looking at Joey's screen.
Yeah, you got your biggest fan over here right now, Alex.
Yes.
Not Kitty Gelato.
Are you a spin rate guy?
Like my spin rate, is it like high?
Yeah, like are you one of those spin rate guys? Because there was a pitch I watched it was with Baltimore, and that guy threw the nastiest knuckler I ever seen. That thing just.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So are you one of those guys that's on to the spin rate and analytics, or are you just?
Yeah, I mean, this off season, like that's all teams care about is just the report. Most teams don't even look. It seems like teams don't even look at the video anymore. Like, oh, he's throwing 94, 96. Like, no, they're looking at the spin rate, the vertical, horizontal movement, all that. Pitch release.
What's your favorite pitch to throw? Like whether speed, location, count. Is there anything you're like, man, I really want to do this?
I mean, there's nothing better than blowing a fastball by someone, but it's hard these days because everybody throws 98 now. So that kind of gives you a little bit more adrenaline, confidence boost when someone's late on your fastball. But my slider has by far been my best pitch throughout my career. I'd say most of my strikeouts are on that, and I don't give up many hits on that. So I might, next time I go out there, I might just throw only sliders. But to answer your question before, my spin rate on my fastball is very low, so I'm technically like a sinker ball kind of guy.
Alex, I wanted to ask. I'm a little biased. I was a catcher growing up my whole career and playing. Who's your favorite catcher that you've ever thrown with, and why?
That's a tough question. I mean, I've thrown a lot of catchers. That's tricky. That's tricky. I think
Well-
Zach Collins, I like throwing to. He gave a really good target. I always had a lot of success throwing to him.
White Sox rookie. I know he was a big. I collect baseball cards, and I know the name because he was in the 2019 or no 2020.
2020.
Yeah, I just went to that. 2020.
I have
Yeah, I know he was like an up and coming White Sox catcher. What makes a good catcher in your eye? Like what?
I think it's kind of adapting to whatever pitcher you have instead of having the same game plan on every single pitcher. I mean, there's definitely catchers out there who don't really care at all, but the catchers who really care get to know their pitchers. I think that's great. And I like when a catcher gives a nice target instead of just, dropping his glove and having his glove kind of hang on the ground every time. I'm a very visual learner, so I like to have, a nice big target. I'd rather the hitter know where the ball is going to be than the catcher kind of have his glove on the side until the last minute, so the hitter doesn't really know where he's going to set up.
And are you a shaker? Like, do you have a pitch in mind? Do you like to bring your own choices into the game, or are you more of follow him?
Yeah, I think most professional pitchers know what pitch they're going to throw. It's just whether the catcher puts it down or not. If you're on the same page as your catcher, you just shake less. But I think every pitcher kind of pre-pitch knows what pitch they're actually going to throw. Because you don't want to throw a pitch without conviction. You don't want to say, "Oh, like I want to throw a fastball here," and then the catcher puts down breaking ball and you throw it when you're not really comfortable throwing that pitch in that count.
Now, World Baseball Classic aside, what's been your favorite place to pitch at?
I pitched at Citi Field a couple of times. That was a lot of fun. The last time was in college. That was pretty surreal, especially growing up a Mets fan to play over there.
Do you still have that backyard set up?
Yeah. So last year, obviously with the minor league season canceled, we still had to throw and all that. So me and a few local minor leaguers would go to some local like high schools and parks, and for like 2 months straight, we're getting kicked off every single time. So like we would warm up, get our whole body loose, play catch, and we get kicked off the field, which is kind of crazy, because especially in that, in the COVID times, you want to be outside, get fresh air and be spread out. I mean, everybody was at least 50, 60 feet away from each other, but my only option was to put a mound in my backyard. I don't have that big of a yard, but from corner to corner, I was able to fit a mound in perfectly on an angle. And I chopped down 4 trees by hand. So that took a while. I probably lost.
It's cool. That thing's cool back there. I had a compliment on it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. It's really cool. And I probably burned like 40,000 calories chopping those trees.
I got a question. So I only pitched a little bit in college, but everyone seems to have a different opinion on this. But what's your opinion on long toss? Did you do it every day, every other day? Did you do it before games? Like, what was your how often did you do that?
Yeah, I think long toss is one of the best ways to build arm strength. In the off season, I long toss about once a week. During the season, a little different. I typically play catch, pretty short distances during the season, just because I don't want to tire myself out. Like, don't forget, pitchers, especially, well, not just relief pitchers, but every pitcher plays catch around 3:30 in the afternoon for a 7:00 game, and then I might not pitch in the game till 9:00 at night. So I don't want to burn my arm out 3:30 and then have to pitch 9:30, 10:00 at night. So I like playing nice, easy catch during the season, but definitely a lot of long toss in the off season.
All right, so I'm just going to wrap this up. Just want to give you a thank you for joining us and doing the Q&A with us. If you just want to shout out your social media, you can do that. I'll put it in the description below. Once it's posted, I'll share the link and I'll tag you on Twitter too.
Awesome, I appreciate it. Joey, you wanna hold it up?
Yeah, so it's Kitty Elgato 12, not Kitty Gelato like I thought. So it's not cat ice cream, all right? It's Kitty, Mexican version of Kitty, and 12.
Nice.
And it's the same on Instagram.
Thank you, Alex. We appreciate it.
Same on
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, I got to finally meet you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
I'll
thank
meet
you
you at
so much.
Maybe I'll meet you at Kaufman on the visiting side.
Come on, man. Come on over. I got you.
MLB, somebody in MLB gobble this guy up.
Yeah, get this guy. He's got
Well,
automatically
hey,
have
we
at
get-
least 7 fans.
We got a few offers, but in different countries. So I'll be playing somewhere, but hopefully somewhere in the U.S.
So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave comments and questions. And if you have any, I'll try to get them to Alex. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please like the video. And hope you enjoyed the video.